We would like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land on which we gather today, the Bidjigal and Gadigal peoples of the Eora Nation. We pay our respects to their elders, past, present and emerging, and extend our respect to all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people. Welcome to On Air Snack Bar, the podcast where we take you inside the world of entertainment with interviews from your favourite stars, creators and industry icons in Australia. I'm Simon Brooke McLaughlin, your host for all things film and TV. This is On Air Snack Bar. Welcome back to the On Air Snack Bar, I'm Simon Brooke McLaughlin, your host for all things TV and film, and I have an awesome guest with me today. I've worn my brightest blue jacket to match her beautiful eye makeup. This is Grace Chow. How are you doing?
Hi, yeah, I'm good. How are you?
I'm very good. So you started the day with a peach, a cup of Earl Grey tea.
I did.
And you requested extra snacks for today's show.
Yeah, I did.
Do you want to crack into something and just
I would love
ASMR?
to. Oh, yeah.
I want to see your best ASMR.
I've got these nails.
Because Max is in the corner having a fantastic time.
Sorry, sound guy.
Welcome to the On Air Snack Bar.
Welcome to the On Air Snack Bar.
We've got some
We
sound.
have some fruit and we have some pastries.
Would you like a pain au chocolat?
Is there a pain au chocolat?
Well, we're going to call it a pain au chocolat.
Yeah, and anything but the one with raisins. I don't want that. Thank you. Okay. Are we ready? We've got to do it together. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3.
Totally worth it, right?
Yeah, I love food. I'm still going to swallow it. It's great.
We've taken the ASMR world by storm. Thank you so much for being here. Now, if you had your choice of snack, I believe spicy is the way you tend to lean.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
So
crazy for spice.
you said what brekkie this morning with some hummus on toast
With Tabasco.
Tabasco, right?
Tabasco. Yeah.
Interesting. I'll do hummus and carrot as a nice alternative to crisps.
Me too,
or whatever,
that's
or Twisties.
great.
But we chuck on the Tabasco, and that was
Yeah.
brekkie as well.
It was. Start your day with a kick, get your nervous system going.
I like
That's my tip.
So where's home for you at the moment?
I am currently based out of Sydney, but I'm kind of living out of a suitcase.
Okay,
Home
which is always fun.
is Western Australia for me,
Yes.
though.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I remember seeing a bunch of stuff in your post about how passionate you are about WA and Perth, which I thought is awesome. So that was home where you grew up, right?
I grew up in the wheat belt, what we call the wheat belt of Western Australia,
Yep.
so very rural.
Okay, yeah.
I'm
Yep.
talking like 5 people my age.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And how far from like Perth sort of central are we talking for people to get a perspective?
About 3 hours east.
East.
Yeah.
Okay, so further
very
in there.
inland.
Okay, yeah, right.
Yeah,
Okay.
dry,
And so
dust.
what, mum and dad had a house or a property, or what was the go? What were they there for business-wise?
Yeah, so my mum's a translator.
Yeah.
So she can bring her work anywhere, and my dad was the local GP.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
And so then from there, I mean, you studied at Whopper,
I did.
and you did, was it a Bachelor of Performing Arts, right?
I did. So I trained in playwriting, directing,
Yeah.
all the designs and the acting. Yeah.
Because we're having this chat. I mean, we had a guest on my segment, Charles Firth, who's a brilliant writer as well. And we're having this chat about actors and performers and how much work you can get and how you can be busy in the industry.
Yeah.
And I always take my hat off to people such as you and Charles because I think it's the writing and the creativity and I think that for you is kind of your path in, right? It wasn't just I'm an actor, I'm going to audition. It was what you actually created,
Well,
right?
I just knew that if I didn't believe I was like a castable piece straight off the bat. And I knew that if I wanted to be working and work in the roles that I really wanted, that I had to produce the work I wanted.
Yeah.
And also I think because us as artists, we know that we're capable of being creative like all the time. We are capable of producing all the time. And I wasn't really going to wait around to see if a situation would develop for me. I wanted to be the situation.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That's good. I think that's good. I think advice to anyone who's listening who's in that position.
Yeah.
You've got to, it's easy to audition and do lots of tapes and this sort of stuff. But I mean, you kind of have to create that opportunity. Obviously, be ready when that other one comes knocking.
Yep.
But you got to create those doors, right?
Yeah. And also I think it's really fulfilling to think about what you want to say in the world, what you want to put out there, what you want to, not just what you want to be a part of in terms of like getting your foot in the door as a performer, but what you want to put out there.
So if that was the stuff you think, so that was kind of your path that led you into it. What do you think was maybe something that you produced or written or one of your creative outlets that was the one that kind of got you pushed in front of things that then opened up other doors and started things snowballing?
Oh,
because you've been very
what?
busy last few years,
Yes,
which is great.
I have.
No complaints. I mean,
yeah, a million miles an hour.
Problems to have, yeah.
Yeah, actually what happened was I graduated from WAPA and pretty much straight off the bat I was getting acting work.
Yep.
I was, I think one year I did 5 main stage seasons in a row. One of them was like an opera.
Yeah.
One of them was a musical. I was like acting in stage plays, and
because you've got a bit of music
show.
background too, right? You can sing.
I can sing, but I'm not formally trained.
Okay.
Not
they
let me
trained.
lead an they let me lead an opera at WA
Really?
Opera, and I was like, "Are you sure?"
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So just in that, where do you sit? Soprano, alto? Where's your kind of range, or what did you kind of just work out where you sit, or just
I think I they just adapted the music.
just
to
sit, sing what
me.
you're going to sing?
Yeah. That's right. I don't even know. If someone can tell me.
Don't fit the cookie cutter. You are the cookie cutter. That's unreal.
Yeah. And so, but in terms of my writing practice, I kind of just kept that ticking along in the background while I was doing the acting work. It really fulfilled me. And the work that really put me on the map was my play The Promised Land. And then that kind of catapulted me into the Sydney market.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Okay. And like you said, you're living out of suitcase here. Where's your kind of hotspot in Sydney? Where are you kind of suitcasing the most?
Yeah, I'm currently based out of Erskineville.
Yeah, cool. Okay.
Yeah,
nice
near
little creative
Newtown.
hub. Yeah,
That's right. Yeah, a lot of thrift shops.
Yes.
Yeah, my outfit today is entirely thrifted.
Oh, you've all thrifted yourself. Well done. Yes.
Yeah, not just for this though, but these are thrifted items from my. Yeah.
That's unreal. It's a good spot. It's a very creative hub.
Is.
Lots of shops, stores, theatre outlets, music venues. It's a very cool creative space. So you must feel pretty fulfilled there, I gather.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I'm living with 2 other amazing creatives. Yeah. Brady McKim and Ines. Shout out.
Hi guys, how you doing? I hope they're watching.
Yeah.
That's unreal. So that's your journey to kind of get where you are now. Let's talk about the biggest elephant in the room first, which is the big CW thing, which is coming out end of Feb on Stan, right? Feb 20, I think I was told.
Yes,
yep.
Stan in Australia.
Which is awesome. And we were just chatting about how much good content Stan is getting out there, particularly in the Australian market, local as well as overseas. But this one, Good Cop, Bad Cop, if you don't know which we're talking about, where you play, is it Lily Lim? Lily Lim is your character.
Yeah.
Which was shot here though, right?
It was shot in Australia.
Yes,
yeah.
okay.
It was
Whereabouts?
shot in Queensland out of the Village Roadshow studios. So,
amazing.
Yeah.
And what about, because I did some research into it, they were talking about some of the set designers for doing outdoor shots that they had to be very conscious of, because it's set, Pacific Northwest?
Yes, it's set in Washington.
Okay, that's what they mean by that. I was like, what's Pacific Northwest?
Well, they had to do an episode. I'll just tease it a little bit.
Yeah,
they had an episode where it featured a football field, like an American football field.
Sure, yeah.
And obviously our landscape does not look American.
No.
Yeah, it's very, quintessentially
It's different.
Australian.
Yeah, even the grass is different. They
had to really dress it up. I think they pulled it off amazingly. I have seen some of the shots. It's beautiful.
And what went to the extent of repainting the kind of playable lines on it? Wow.
Absolutely. Yeah.
That's impressive.
Yeah, the bleachers, everything.
So then if that was the case, because it's Leighton, is that what I say? Leighton Meester?
Yes.
That's it. Yes.
Yeah.
So she's headlining the show.
Yes, she is.
Is she the good cop or the bad cop? You can't tell us. Or she kind of.
I think you should watch and see.
Okay. Yeah, there's drama and comedy and drama, right? Okay.
Yeah, it's really funny.
Yeah, right.
Leighton really nails her character, nails the sibling dynamic between her and
Yes.
Luke Cook plays her little brother, and there's a lot of comedy to be had. They're surrounded by rookie cops.
Yes.
And their dad is the head of police in this tiny town.
Yes.
So yeah, there's a lot of opportunity for comedy, quirky crimes, crime committers.
And is your role a police officer as well?
I am the dispatcher of the precinct.
Okay, right.
So I have a little headset.
Okay,
she's
yeah.
very cute, petite, and she has a morbid streak. So
I was reading about so what do they mean by what's some of her morbid streaks like in more specificity? Like, or just
I think she loves horror films.
Yeah, okay.
Like she loves
so
horror
she's
films.
in the element if there's murders or deaths or maiming or injuries if it happens on the job sort of thing. Yeah.
I think she maybe gravitated towards the job because she
of
got
that?
to be around it. Yeah.
But you're US accenting for it, right?
I am.
Yeah.
The voice is very different from my own.
Yeah.
She has a really different vocal placement. It's really high. It's high pitched.
Yeah.
Very squeaky and bubbly and American, which is obviously very athletic compared to our own.
And was this something kind of they guided you, or did you kind of how did it come about with this role? I mean, it was an audition process, a self-tape, or was it just plucked from obscurity, or was one of those
a
we want
self-tape
her?
came through to my Australian agent, and my American agent, luckily she had the pilot script, so I read through it and I was like, oh, wow, this is really funny.
This is cool, yeah.
But I don't know how hard they're punching the comedy because, you know, some American comedy stuff, it's like SNL, they're punching the you know, the punchlines are so, they're hard hitting and they're big and theatrical. Sorry, Mike Guy. Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Or it could be really grounded, more like NCIS kind of things. So I actually submitted 3 different takes on the character. Yeah. And then I had a call back and the rest is history. I'm so glad they called me. Yeah.
Wow. So it was one of the, I mean, I'm sure you're exceptionally well prepared and right for the job, but they're one of those ones that it comes calling, right? It's the right role, the right person, the right time.
Absolutely the right fit. I mean, I knew it.
Yeah.
And when I was in the callback, I remember John just being like, it's like watching the character from my head just like in front of me. And I was like, well, you have to cast me now.
Yeah.
You can't just say that. And then just, So
was that here or you'd spent time over in the States? What were you doing? Where did this all happen? It was by Zoom or what was the...
Yeah, in my living room in Perth.
Really?
Yeah. It's crazy that you can have your American breakthrough in your own living room in Perth. Yeah.
And then not even go to the States to film it.
No. Yeah, that's right.
Literally went across the country, like, you know, what, a third of the quarter of the distance it would take to get to the States.
Yeah. It was still quite a long flight.
Yeah. Well, what was Far North Queensland, you say?
Pardon?
It was up in Queensland.
Bondi. Oh, not Bondi. That's here, right?
Here.
That's here. I'm still learning my geography. I've just moved here a week ago and I'm like on my Google Maps constantly.
Trying to work out where you are?
Yeah. I'm on the Facebook Marketplace. I'm like, is that too far to get to?
I can give you a hand if you want. I've got a station wagon. I can help you get some gear for the house.
Oh, that would be so lovely.
It comes in very handy for the space. So was it, I mean, I gather it was a good experience.
It was the most fantastic experience.
And were you months on sets, weeks? What was
it was about 3 months, sorry.
3 months, yeah.
3 months and a bit.
Yeah.
And we were practically living there. And those cast members, I just, they have such a wonderful place in my heart. Yeah.
Oh, that's unreal. Now, we didn't get a visit from, because Leighton was Gossip Girl, right?
Yes.
We didn't have a visit from Blake and get any goss on the whole Baldoni situation. You didn't get any updates on that, no?
No comment.
Oh, that would have been pre-time, wouldn't it? It probably was before it all came out.
Yeah, it was before. Before.
Okay, right. So when did you finish up shooting on that? That was, what, late last year? Or
Yeah, about June.
Yeah, okay, cool.
June last year. Yeah, but we've been doing ADR all up until...
And busy, right? Yeah.
December.
So what's the go with the kind of release? Is there a promo run? Is there a press tour or anything going on? Or
Yeah, well, I am doing some press.
This is it.
I'm doing some press.
Here. There you go.
And most of it's happening on Zoom, you know, because we're in Australia, but I really feel very connected.
Unreal. I'm so excited for you. Like I saw one of your Instagram posts was like just dream come true. And I think for most Australian actors, it's kind of when that thing happens, you're like, oh yeah, and CW Network, it's big, it's on Roku, it's with awesome cast and it just puts you in this whole new league, right? It's just
totally. I mean, I've never had an audience that size.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just millions of viewers. Which is, I hope they love it. We love it.
Which hopefully too backward integrates into all the other amazing work that you've done. Because I started binging you the other night and I'd only seen bits of it when it first came out, but I was looking up your role, and we're talking about haircuts before, and you have beautiful long hair at the moment, but you said you were rocking the shaved head for quite a while.
I was, a couple of years back I was rocking the shaved head.
And as you said,
very castable.
That's what I mean. That's what ended up, because I watched Mystery Road.
Yes.
And people would probably think, oh, she buzzed her hair for that
role.
But you said it was the opposite, right? It was...
Yeah, I mean, I did start growing it out maybe like 3 centimeters, so it looked like a little pom-pom, and then they called me and they were like, can we shave it back down? Yeah. But it was, it was like that long.
Yeah, right. Yeah. And what was the big irony? You were saying to me before that an agent was in your ear saying, you're not going to get cast like this. Yes. And then within whatever time frame, it's like...
I picked up my first TV show, series regular role. Yeah, and they loved the shaved head. And I actually think that was a big part of the reason that they were interested in me adding, because that character was so soft. She was a rookie and she's very, pared back. Yeah. And I think having that shaved head kind of gave her an interesting dimension, a bit of edge. Yeah. And they made the character queer. When I auditioned, she wasn't queer. Yeah,
right. Okay. Mm-hmm. So I remember when you came on camera first off, I was like, just intriguing from the get-go. And that scene that hit me, I didn't get all the way through the whole series, but I was up to the ep when, is it Jay? Jay Swan's the detective. He's digging and getting somewhere.
Yeah.
Spoiler
alert. That's my most common line. Jay? Jay, like...
Was that you in ADR just giving like 45 options to put it anywhere when your character's...
and heavy breathing.
Yeah.
Like running breathing. But I didn't know that you had to like just breathe normally and they could align it up. So I was like trying to watch myself being like... And I wouldn't turn up
just
the breathing
hyperventilating,
on
passing out in the studio. Yeah,
really.
like feels okay.
We did a couple takes.
But there was that scene, and he's had one of the kind of culprits or suspects and they race past you when you're giving the other friend a driving lesson, and you decide to pursue.
Yes.
And then you get the call on the radio, Jay, I need some assistance or support. There's been an accident or whatever. And I really love the way you nailed that bit where he sort of comes over to kind of console you, and you're like, I think the line was first time I've seen a dead body.
I've never seen a dead body before.
And not many people would have, and we watch movies and series all the time like, dead guy, someone's murdered, they're stabbed, their head's chopped off. Like it comes so flippantly, and then
and she's a rookie cop. I mean, like I think more experienced police officers probably a bit more accustomed to the but she,
well, the way he walks up next to you, he's kind of been there, done that, right? But
absolutely.
That relationship was unreal. So
that's my favorite scene.
Well, I'm glad we got that far at least.
I mean, like everyone, I have so many favorite
but
scenes.
But it was unreal, all the staging, the way you do it, and you just kind of go, he says what, take a break or walk it off, just take some time off, and we'll talk about it later. That was we're going to take a very quick break, but we'll be back in just a second with myself and Grace Chow. And welcome back to the On Air Snack Bar. We were just talking about your experience with Mystery Road.
Yes.
That really drew me in. And something I noticed, which because where did you film that? That was really brutal. Kalgoorlie, yeah, right. Which is what struck me when I watched it was I could almost like feel the heavy and the laboured breathing and the
heat.
Yeah.
The flies, we were told if the flies fly and just let them.
Don't swat them.
Because they were everywhere.
Just persistent, right?
Yep.
Because, everyone just had this kind of, this almost resilient lethargy to them that, so how did that like whole experience, did that kind of inform a lot of your choices as the character? I mean, just the environment you're in?
Yeah, naturally as an actor, you're reacting to your environment.
Yeah.
In terms of like, because the land was so still, I think it really held tension well, and that translated into our performance, stillness, only moving when you really have to move. And that's something that Mark Hall Smith talked about, what is the one thing that I have to do in this scene, and that's what he would focus on.
And kind of not overcomplicate it with extraneous motion or action. Yeah,
and then when I did the 12, which of course, the great Sam Neill.
Yes.
That was also all about tension and stillness. And then Good Cop, Bad Cop, which is a comedy, and that's just all out the window.
Yeah, right.
It's just how loud and funny can we all be. So
So there's a bit of a range of characters, and that's your job as an actor to play a range.
That's right.
Any more or less similar to you, or have these all been stretches of grace, or they're all like a little bit of grace in each of these?
They're all very, very different to me. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I would say, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a lot louder than Cindy.
Okay.
And I'm a lot more
Cindy's
toned
very
back
quiet. Yes.
than
Okay.
Lily. Yeah, that's right.
All right.
Yeah, and Wendy too. So I have lots of characters whose names end in Y. I don't know what that says about me, data, but they're all very different. So yeah, fun.
Unreal. Well, which is kind of good then, because if you're really stretching your legs as an actor, all these characters, I mean, it kind of leaves a bit to the imagination as to who you are as a person and what you've got going on, what really makes you tick. So I think it was awesome. Yeah, and I love that show. I thought it was really well shot and it had a lot of weight to it. So that was what, 2022-ish?
Yes, that was 2022.
And then we've got the CW show coming out this year, 2025.
Yes, yep.
So 12 was what, 23, 24-ish?
Yeah, that's right.
And then obviously we had the lovely Thea McLeod and CGA with Your Rising Star.
Yeah, that
was
was
24,
really
right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a bit of an honour, right?
Yeah, completely. I mean, I think something like quite a few casting directors in Australia have to put your name forward to be considered. And then I guess they vote and they discuss, and to be platformed in that way. I was very grateful.
It's amazing.
Great names in that list.
Yeah, I was looking up all the pictures and the company you're in, and also, like you said, the industry peers that have put you there as well.
Yeah, I mean, you just don't know that people are watching your every move.
Yes.
And some people are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And all those self-tapes you do that you think never get watched or never get reviewed, So I bumped into Thea, must have been toward the end of last year at the South by Southwest thing. I helped do an event with her.
Yeah.
And she's just awesome, like great energy, and the fact she got the CGI up and running, and there's people like Stevie Ray involved and all these other people. And so that must have been cool. That's
very cool.
Yeah.
Being in the room with all the casting directors, just like, so this is where the magic happens. Kind of demystified it for me as well. Just like, it's a very human business still, even though everything is very online now. Yeah.
See, that's interesting because you often do those exercises even in a mock setting at a drama school where you be on the other side of the panel.
Yeah.
And like you said, it does demystify. We put a lot of pressure on, I think, and a lot of our viewers who might be up-and-coming actors and wanting advice and guidance probably put a lot of like fear, trepidation and, angst on these people watching it and these, but like you said, they want you to succeed, right?
Yeah. And I think that it's about centering it back to yourself. Like, what do you want to put out there in the world creatively? What do you want to say with your creative voice? And how do you live your own unencumbered, completely free creative life? You know what I mean? It takes all that pressure of, will they like me? Will I get cast? You just don't know who else is walking into that room. And truly it is sometimes as banal as like, oh, blonde, brown hair, whatever. So you at the end of the day have to be happy with your choices as an artist, because we are artists. We're not just waiting.
Exactly, which is why you're so good with your writing. So at one of your plays that it must have been one of your Instagram posts, I think it was the A to Z of Missing Persons play.
Yes, the comprehensive A to Z of Missing Persons Australia.
I thought...
it's a catalogue of all of the missing persons in Australia.
And I just thought what a kind of a sad but dark but really interesting thing to go into. I mean, what was the motivation?
Well, actually, it started off as a commission from the Eora Theatre Company, and then it moved to WAU Theatre Company. I pitched it to a couple state theatre companies who were really interested, but then was worried about the risk that it held. I think
because of what the subject matter.
And also like it's experimental work, but we always knew that we were going to make it based out of that community. We have verbatim pieces from the families involved, and with a lot of great care. And the Missing Persons Australia community really rallied around that work. Like it meant a lot to them, those that came.
So you
and that's all that mattered to me.
Gone down the rabbit hole and done all the work and the play procuring and then pitched it, or was it you started the pitching to trying to get it with the concept before you then brought it to fruition?
Well, I began just writing the Western Australian kind of like the long-term missing persons there in WA, and then I expanded it to Australia. So once I'd written the piece for just WA, I started pitching it to, because I wanted to expand. I just realized it was a much larger conversation. It's a mental health conversation. And we usually talk about it in terms of true crime, and that's just not necessarily predominantly the case. I think 98% are non-suspicious cases.
Right,
Yeah, so
and
they're
it was a
preventative.
staggering number.
55,000 Australians go missing every year, and it's growing. It's, I think...
not going down, is it? No,
since COVID there was a huge spike. We talked to there's some police voices in the work as well. And people who work in the space.
I think it's unreal. And I said to you off camera, like I really take my hat off to people who are doing this creation and just like, I mean,
thank you.
It can get you down. Like it's a tough industry and you're constantly putting yourself out there. What's for you part of that kind of driving force and motivation to just keep on, particularly with the creating stuff and the writing and kind of it's perpetual entrepreneurship. Like it's training, it's hard work.
Yeah, that's right. I'm someone who naturally pushes. I get a kick out of hustling. And it's actually gotten to a point where I was talking to my partner and he was just like, you can relax. Like,
you're like, hell no, I want to pour.
So maybe this is more for those people who are stress heads and who are really proactive, that it's okay to let situations develop, creative situations develop, and
not kind of manufacture
I think
them.
It was maybe the off-camera show. One of the actors was talking about our creative practice, like surfing. You swim out there, you wait for the wave, you see if you can catch it, and that for me was a lot less exhausting than like, let me in, let's keep doing, but I am someone who hustles. Like I wake up every day and I write every day.
So I think that's testament to why you're where you're at and why you're getting these accolades and producing such good work, which is unreal. And I think
you have to work hard in this industry. Some
Nothing's
people,
a gimme,
some
there's
people
nothing
get
free,
by
right?
just like having fun.
It does happen.
That's great. I love that for you.
But even them, I think you never know the full story behind someone's journey, and it's all relative to their experience. But you could definitely look at. Look, I remember bumping into was from Good News Week. What's his name? One of the lead guys, forever ago. And we're at a hotel playing pool or whatever. And I said, how has your journey been? And he said, deadpan. He goes, I've had the easiest effing journey ever. He goes,
wow.
and he was just very humble about it. He's like,
Yes.
of course he'd worked hard and delivered, but he's like, man, I did this, I had this bankroll to this helped with this, they offered me this. He goes, I'm eternally grateful. He goes, worked his butt off, but you know, so but look, enough on work. We're toward the end of the show. What kind of makes, you know, we've said your character's vastly different to you.
Yes.
What makes you tick? What do you do for fun? What do you like? What's your downtime when you're not, you know, hustling and doing all this sort of stuff?
I like to spend time with the people I love.
Yep.
I'm very busy with my creative work, and so anytime I get, I'm spending time with my partner. Although it's tricky now that I'm in Sydney.
Yes.
Yeah.
So partner's based here or not, or back home in WA?
He's back home.
Yeah,
Yes.
okay, cool.
Yes, back home in WA.
So most of family are based over there, right?
Yes.
So long way from home, like about as far as you
and
can
Singapore
get without...
and Taiwan.
Yeah, wow,
they're
okay.
around. Yeah, because I'm Singaporean Taiwanese.
Yep.
But yeah, I like to thrift.
Yes.
I watch a lot of...
So thrifting's like a full thing now. Like it's not just like I get my thing. It's like it's a pastime almost. You're like,
I just enjoy pre-loved goods.
Yeah.
It's good for the environment and I like it.
Yeah.
I
well,
like
it's good.
to cook.
It's non-consumerism and it's non-disposable crap. It's like let's give something a decent life. Yeah.
That's right.
And cooking, you were saying?
Yes, I love to cook and I love trash TV.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. Anything in particular?
Well, my housemates and I are watching Maths at the moment.
It's hard not to watch that.
Yeah, slow moving car crash. But some of them I'm just really rooting for.
Well, you kind of do, and you sit there and you've been on both sides. You like you think what the producer's done there. You're like, oh, you are so sick. I know you put that one for a disaster, that one for this, but you just want to keep watching, right? And like you said, you're really rooting for those ones that might have some full hope.
Well, just like the other day, one of my friends described me as like a Joey Monica hybrid in terms of personality. Sorry, again, I knocked it. But like if I'm really on, I'm very on, and I'm thinking very deeply about a topic, or I'm really trying to get in with the needle, or I'm just like zoned out, and it helps me recharge.
On the recliner chair, and like,
and reality TV and rom-coms, they help me do that. Yeah,
I think there's a time and a place for all that, and it's just because some stuff that's awesome does require a lot of your attention span to watch it as much as to create it. And you're like, I'm just not in the headspace for it right now.
Although I do love rom-coms.
Yes, always fun.
I love them. Yeah.
Oh, look, so good having you on the show. You've got
you too, SB.
So much going on. I'm so impressed. I really hope. So February 20 is when it comes out on CB Network and Roku on Stan Australia, which is going to be awesome, I'm hoping.
Yes,
I'm very excited to see it.
I can't wait. I hope everyone watches it. Go watch Good Cop,
and
Bad
then look,
Cop.
if it watches season 2, who knows what's going to happen.
Fingers crossed. Yeah. It's really funny, guys.
And anything else bubbling along in the works? Anything we should look out for? I mean, that's your big one at the moment.
I have a commission happening with the State Theatre Company in WA.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm writing a one-woman show, and I'm writing a feature that I'm not going to talk about yet, but that's like very exciting.
Let's get you back on for the after hours one with a gin and tonic.
Yeah, with a gin and tonic.
In a couple of months.
I will be here.
I like it.
Okay.
Well, congrats on everything. That's it from us at the On Air Snack Bar. Thank you, Grace, for joining us today. Check her out on the CW Network's brand new show, Good Cop, Bad Cop, and it's going to be on Stan Australia. And the list goes on. Rising talent, CGA Rising Star. Lots and lots. Good on you.
Thank you so much.
We'll see you next time. Well, that's a wrap for today's episode, but subscribe on YouTube and follow the On Air Snack Bar channels on Spotify, Audible, and Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts, to stay tuned for all the latest updates. We will be back next week with more exclusive interviews from the world of Australian film and television. But until then, keep on snacking.